Hey dolls and friends, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Amber Michon and I do weekly DIYs, hauls, and other fun things. If you're not new, hey doll, hey. So in today's video, I am sharing with you another round of some farmhouse chic DIYs. I really hope you guys do enjoy them. This is one of those videos where I felt like nothing actually happened the way that I wanted it to happen during the course of creating these crafts, but the end result is beautiful and I am really happy with how they all turned out. I really hope you guys do enjoy it. If you do, make sure to give me a big thumbs up. If you're new, I would love if you would consider subscribing and hitting the bell right next to it so you're notified every time that I upload. All right, dolls, let's jump right in.
Okay, starting off with this family sign. It's a pretty big sign from Dollar Tree. I'm taking 2 of these Valentine's Day tag signs along with some paint stir sticks from Home Depot. I cut these down to size after measuring them out to go around the sign. So the first thing I did is remove the bows from each of the signs, and then I took my scoring knife and just scored the top part of the tag sign so that I don't need it basically. So I just kind of keep doing that, and then I'm able to kind of break it apart, and then I take my another utility knife that I have and just kind of cut down to make it a little bit more even. Now the signs aren't 100% even, but they're even enough to where when I put the paint sticks as a border, it'll cover it up and it'll look totally fine. So this is what I'm left with after I am done cutting it down, and then I go ahead and use my brown craft paper to cover up the front of the signs. I actually should have hot glued them together first and then put the brown craft paper on, but hey, you live and you learn again, right? So then after that, I hot glued them together down the middle along with some craft sticks just to give me that extra support. Once I'm done, then I turn it over and I give it 2 coat paints of my ink chalk paint. So then I took some of my plaster chalk paint and this peel and stick wall decal or this wall tile from Dollar Tree. It's those ones that are really, really sticky and they don't have all the time. So I wanted to try this new technique where I would stencil this. So basically I put the paint over it. I just put a thin layer of coat on it, and then I took it off of the backing and tried to get it to like stencil onto my sign. I really love this like design, but it's so sticky, you guys. It just did not work out right. Like it stuck to my hand so well, but it just was real messy, real bunchy. I tried to keep going to see, what I could kind of salvage, if I can make it look really like farmhouse, like shabby chic, and just get it to blend a little bit. So I just kind of put it aside just so I can think about it, and went to my paint stir sticks and also painted those using my plaster chalk paint. And then after sitting there looking at the mess of the stencil that I tried to make, I just kind of went back and figured out what I could do and came up with this stencil that I picked up from Target's Dollar Spot a couple months ago. And so after I repainted my sign, I just went ahead and started to actually stencil on the stencil that I did get using my same plaster chalk paint. And this turned out way better, and I really, really like it. I like the plaster chalk paint color because it's a little bit more muted than the white. I also like the cashew and ivory colors as well, but I didn't have that much of those, so I didn't think it would be enough for this. So yeah, after that was done, I have this family woodward from Dollar Tree, and I took my antique wax paint and gave that just one good coat of paint. Actually, I think I actually gave it 2. I'm lying. I gave it 2 and just painted that all on the top. I didn't do the sides or in between or anything because that's just a hassle and it's a pain to do. So I just did the side for 2 coats, and this is what I'm left with afterwards. I did take my finger sander and sand it down just a little bit just to give me a little bit more of a weathered look. And I also tried to highlight the curves on the word so it didn't get lost in the busy background of my sign. After everything was done, like I said, I took my sanding block and went to my sign to give it a little bit more of a weathering look. And that's the best I could do for what I needed to get done at the time. So then after that, I just hot glued down all of my paint stir sticks on the border of my sign. Once my paint stir sticks were in place, then I took my family word and hot glued that towards the center of my sign. And then again, did a little bit more sanding where I felt it needed, so that way I could have more of a cohesive weathered look. Once I was satisfied with the look of everything, that is it for this one. I really do like this one. I love the color contrast of the blacks and the browns and the off-whites. I really do love how this turned out.
Say something meaningful, say something I don't know. I wanna know you better. The way that you talk to me, the way that you make me feel, I don't know if you're...
Next up, I'm making this really easy wood planter. So from Dollar Tree, I took 2 of these square wood boxes along with these stickers, these square stickers. So after I removed the tag from the wood boxes, I went ahead and painted both of them using my chalk paint in white. And I did just all around except for inside and the bottom part. Once I was done, I took these stickers and tried to outline the bottom. So with this one, again, I changed my mind on what I wanted to do because it just wasn't coming together. I really wasn't trying to paint these stickers. I was really trying to play on this black, brown, and white color scheme for all of these projects, but this one just did not do it for me. So I actually let these sit overnight so I can go back and look at them with some fresh eyes, and it still wasn't doing it for me. So I just removed them and then decided to hot glued them together on the sides. And then I had this nest wording from a previous DIY in my last video that I took off from a sign. So I'm just going to go ahead and reuse that and hot glue down the pieces where it needs to be it needs to look better, basically, because some of the letters fell off. Anyways, once I did that, put that back together, I then took a chippy brush and some antique wax paint and started to distress all around my planter on all 4 sides of this. I really love how this is coming together. Once I was done doing my distressing, I took my this nest wording and just hot glued it on the front. Apologies for all the noise in the background. I am unable to escape everyone in the house now. But then once I was done with that, I took some Spanish moss and put that inside of the planter along with some boxwood greenery and some other random greenery pieces that I did pick up from Dollar Tree. You can decorate this any kind of way you want. I love that this is a year-round decor piece. You can change out the florals, put whatever you truly want in it. After that, I noticed it needed just a little bit something else. So I actually bought all of these burlap bows on Amazon. I'll have the link in my description box below. But I chose the one that I thought best suited this planter and hot glued it on the top corner. And I love this. That's it for this piece. Let me know what you think about this planter.
Spotlight, looking at you all night, put you in that spotlight. Oh, you make me feel right.
So I hope you guys are enjoying the DIYs thus far. Wanted to pop back in and say that this video is in a group collaboration hosted by my sweet, dear, talented, amazing friend Jenny over at Lovely Moments Creating. She brought a group of amazing crafters together, and she is hosting a monthly collaboration challenge called What Would You Do? And the purpose of this is to take some wood products, doesn't have to be Dollar Tree, could be any kind of wood or whatever, and just transform something beautiful and something that really fits your style. So I really hope you guys do enjoy this. Also, make sure you head over to the playlist. I will have that link in my description box below, as well as the link to Jenny's channel. So yeah, enjoy all the wood projects that your heart can desire. All right, let's jump right back in.
All right, so next up we have this really easy home decor sign. So from Dollar Tree, I picked up this wood frame. It had a heart on it. I totally lost the footage of me showing what everything was beforehand. But anyways, I actually painted it white first before I put my little sticker pop-up bead thingies on here. I meant to put them as a border, but you see Caleb and Isaiah are back, so my mind is like back in mommy mode. So I was doing something, then it came back and started painting. It was like, whoops, I forgot my little beads. So I just put those on the border of my frame and then went back over it and gave it 2 more paint coats of my white chalk paint, and I let it dry completely in between about 15 minutes. Then I also actually had this home word. I used this also, or I took this off from another DIY that I did in my last video. Then I took it off and used my antique wax paint and distressed just the beading areas. That's all. You don't have to do this part. I like it without, but I really love it with the distressing. So I just kept it that way, but I have another one I'll probably do that I won't distress just to see if I like it truly better. Anyways, then I just hot glued down my home word where I liked it, and that's it for this one. The great thing about this frame is it comes with a dowel rod, so that way it stands up on its own. I just put a picture of me and my husband in there, and I absolutely love this. I think it's so cute, elevates your decor, and so easy to make. So next up, I'm making this lantern planter, and I also lost the footage at the beginning, me showing you what this was, but this is that garden fence from Dollar Tree. I just cut it down, so I just cut down each of those 4 pieces. This actually took a very long time. I had to keep scoring it with my utility knives and my scissors, and it took a long time, you guys. So after I had all the pieces separated, then I took my white chalk paint and just painted each of these 4 pieces, and I also painted the back side. Now for the wood projects on this, in that top right corner, you can see 2 frames or 2 shadow boxes. Those are from Dollar Tree, but I'm just using the wood. I'm using the wood frames on them. So I thought that I would use both of them, but once I started doing the project, I just realized that I only needed one of them, and then just popped out the tooth, what is it called? The sawtooth hanger, and then popped the backing out of it. And then I took my ink chalk paint and gave it just 1 good coat of paint. Then I let that sit aside to dry, and then I actually painted my frame using my antique my antique wax paint. So what I did with this is I went over it with a regular paintbrush, and then I used my chippy brush to give it more of a wood grain look to it, and I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute. Once both of those pieces were dry, I just hot glued the backing back inside of the frame, and then this way it'll be able to stand up as a tray. Once everything was done and dried, I decided to put the fence pieces on the inside, but they weren't wide enough, right? So I really wanted an enclosed lantern look. So I took my jumbo craft sticks. I got these from Home Depot, and I'm just going to attach them like this next to each of the fence pieces. I'm losing my words, y'all. So anyways, I measured it down, and then I just cut it with my utility knife, whatever this is. I just got this. Somebody recommended this, and I just got it. I actually really like it, but it does hurt my fingers sometimes. Anyways, once all of my craft sticks were cut down, I painted those using my white chalk paint as well. After that, I then started to hot glue my lantern pieces inside of my now bottom frame, my planter holder. I don't know. I just hot glued down the bottom piece, and then I hot glued on the inside to where that I can get a little bit more support and it wouldn't fall out, because I had that problem where it would keep falling out. So after that, I took my craft sticks, hot glued them to the corner of this first lantern piece, and then repeated the same step to hot glue that lantern piece on the inside of this wood frame, and then hot glued it together with a craft stick and just kept repeating this process. Now, the first one that I did was actually pretty perfect, but then the rest that I did actually were off alignment just a little bit. It was almost like the first one kind of pushed all of the other lantern pieces to the side, so it made the craft stick a little bit wider for me to be able to put the lantern piece there. So I just kind of had to keep on finagling with it and playing around with it until I got it right. I kept getting the pieces falling off, but I just kept with it. You guys, I told y'all this video is the one where a lot of things gave me issues. I had to change a lot of things, but I really love how this has turned out, and I just kept going and kept fixing what I needed to fix, and it all came together at the end of the day. And yeah, once all of my pieces were together, I took my chippy brush and some antique wax paint again and started to distress everywhere. So I mainly started where my glue was, where you could see my hot glue, so that way it just kind of blends in and kind of looks like it's weathered or it's clunky from like rust or something. That's what I was going for. And so with this lantern, I have like a favorite side and a not so favorite. So I'm just going to put it out on the favorite side and the one that looks the best. That's what you do, right? But anyways, after I was done distressing that, I treated this little lantern thing as a wreath, and I was in a great mood. I was like happy that I was back from my birthday vacation and then going on vacation for Caleb's birthday. So it was just, I just really wanted to make this look really, really pretty. So I put some Spanish moss in there first, and then just an assortment of greenery and just a little bit of some florals. Our favorite colors in the house are purple and blue, so I just wanted to kind of mix that up and just give this project a little bit of splash of color, pop of color, whatever you want to call it. I absolutely love how this turned out. Decorate it how you want, but that is it for this one. Love how it turned out, and I couldn't be happier.
I'll sing until my lungs give out, you're beautiful.
Alright dolls, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. Also, make sure you head over to the playlist to see everybody's wood creations and see how fabulous they all are. Other than that, be blessed, stay safe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!
Crazy, oh, I just want you now.
Hey everybody, we're going to get some back. Mommy and he's going to show some crafts. And I'm gonna show some crafts for you. And,
Yes, okay.
And okay. I gotta do a bike. I got some lights here.
All right, okay.
I got some lights.
So yes, it's Caleb's birthday. Caleb's birthday is tomorrow. How old will you be?
5.
5. You're gonna be 5. Okay, high five. Yeah.
Daddy gave it to me, and I'm gonna show all these stuff for you.
They're back. And with my sweet friend.
Mommy, it's still hurting.
What's hurting?
Dad,
Okay, well, let's leave it alone.
it's still hurting me.
Okay, go outside and put something on it.
Baby.
Sure, go outside and put it in.
Mommy.
I wanna put you